Hello, welcome to the Daily News Ukraine channel. Today is February 11th and our daily review of news about Ukraine. 12 civilians have been reported injured in Russia's recent missile attack on the territory of Ukraine, which took place on February 10, 2023. The relevant statement was made by the Ukrainian State Emergency Service on Telegram, and Ukrinform correspondent reports. The enemy continues to intimidate our people. On February 10, 2023, the units of the Ukrainian State Emergency Service responded to 168 calls, eliminating the effects of shelling. Our professionals extinguished 16 fires and provided psychological aid to 172 persons, Ukrainian State Emergency Service head Serhiy Kruk noted. In his words, a total of 58 objects were damaged in yesterday's terrorist attack by Russian invaders, mostly residential houses. More than 450 rescuers and about 100 equipment units of the Ukrainian State Emergency Service contributed to the elimination of the effects of shelling. I am grateful to the staff who bravely and faithfully perform the assigned tasks, Kruk stressed. A reminder that, on February 10, 2023, Russia launched another massive missile and drone attack on the territory of Ukraine. 13 regions were affected, and casualties among civilians were reported. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has shared a united 24 video, showing the environmental damage caused by Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine. The relevant video was posted by Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky on Telegram, and Ukrinform correspondent reports. Ukraine is a country with amazing nature. But the Russian invasion of our country causes irreparable damage to the environment, Zelensky wrote. The head of state mentioned that dozens of rare animals and unique reserves of Ukraine are being destroyed due to Russian aggression. The damage caused to people and nature in this war is devastating. But together we can stop it, Zelensky stressed. A reminder that, on February 5, 2023, Ukrainians held a rally in New York's Times Square to draw attention to another dimension of Russia's war in Ukraine, the ecocide. Photo, ecoaction.org.ua. On the night of February 11, Russian aggressors launched several missile strikes on Odesa region using aircraft and a coastal missile system from the territory of temporarily occupied Crimea. They were aiming to hit critical infrastructure facilities and Zmiinyi Island. The press service of the Odesa City Council reported this on Telegram with reference to the Operational Command South. The territory of the region was attacked by aircraft twice. Trying to sow panic among the population in the areas bordering Moldova and unrecognized Transnistria, Rushists directed air-launched missiles at the critical infrastructure located there. The enemy bombarded Zmiinyi Island, dropping 4 aerial bombs from two Su-24 ms, the report says. It is noted that the enemy launched 3 Onyx anti-ship cruise missile from a coastal missile system in temporarily occupied Crimea, hitting the coastal zone. Read also, Air Force downs 20 enemy drones in the evening and at night people were not injured, the Operational Command South said. As reported, air defense units shot down 4 Shahid kamikaze drones over Odesa region on Friday evening. In total, between 1800 hours and 23:55, the Defense Forces of Ukraine destroyed 20 Shahid 136/131 attack drones. The regular Russian military has likely deployed in Ukraine the vast majority of the reservists called up under partial mobilization, and they need to conduct a further form of mobilization so that they can continue the war. The UK Defence Ministry said this in its latest intelligence update on the situation in Ukraine, Ukrinform reports. According to the Defence Ministry, on February 9, 2023, Wagner Group head Yevgeny Prigozhin stated that Wagner had halted its prisoner recruitment scheme. Data from the Russian Federal Penal Service had already suggested a drop-off in the rate of prisoner recruitment since December 2022. News of the harsh realities of Wagner service in Ukraine has probably filtered through to inmates and reduced the number of volunteers, the report says. It is noted that a key factor in the termination of the scheme is likely increasingly direct rivalry between the Russian Ministry of Defense and Wagner. According to the British intelligence, the regular Russian military has likely now also deployed the vast majority of the reservists called up under partial mobilization. The Russian leadership faces the difficult choice of either continuing to deplete its forces, scale back objectives, or conduct a further form of mobilization, the report says. As reported by Ukrinform, despite Russia's claims of an alleged shortage of ammunition experienced by the armed forces of Ukraine, in reality, the Russian invaders have significant supply problems of their own, Canada's Defence Intelligence wrote on Twitter. On February 10, Russian troops shelled Kherson region 63 times using artillery, anti-aircraft guns, mortars, and tanks. 3 civilians were injured. Russian invaders shelled the territory of Kherson region 63 times. They fired artillery, MLRS, mortars, tanks. 4 UAVs were shot down over the region. 3 civilians sustained injuries of varying degrees of severity, the press service of the Kherson Regional Military Administration wrote on Telegram. Read also, Russian forces launch missile attack on Kharkiv region's Vovchansk. It is noted the Russian army attacked the city of Kherson 16 times, enemy shells damaged residential houses and building of the railway station. As reported by Ukrinform, in Kherson region, Antonivka village and the regional center were damaged by artillery fire. Photo, illustrative I. Russian forces launched a missile attack on Vovchansk in Kharkiv region. Serhiy Melnik, head of the Kharkiv military garrison, wrote this on Telegram, Ukrinform reports. The enemy used a Su-35 to launch a missile attack on Kharkiv region, namely Vovchansk, he wrote. Melnik noted that the information about the victims and the destruction is being clarified. Read also, enemy drones attack energy facilities in 2 Dnipropetrovsk region's districts overnight. As reported by Ukrinform, on Friday, February 10, a 69-year-old woman was injured and hospitalized as a result of enemy shelling in Vovchansk. In the city, apartment residential buildings, industrial facilities, an Oskadbank building, a pharmacy, a kindergarten and other civilian facilities were damaged. Ukrainian rescuers in Turkey, which was struck by a powerful earthquake, dismantled the rubble at 72 sites and unblocked the bodies of 4 dead people. This is said in a report published on the website of the State Emergency Service of Ukraine, Ukrinform reports. Since the beginning of the works, Ukrainian rescuers have inspected 159 buildings, dismantled the rubble at 72 sites, provided medical assistance to 1 child, and unblocked the bodies of 4 dead people, including 2 children. Rescue works are ongoing. As of the evening of February 10, the second convoy of a consolidated detachment of the State Emergency Service of Ukraine, consisting of 52 people and 10 pieces of equipment, arrived at the destination. Having arrived in Antakya, 11 rescuers immediately began search and rescue operations as a part of the first search group, which started in the evening. At night, 2 groups of rescuers worked in a designated area. As of February 10, search and rescue operations in the provinces of Sanliurfa and Kilis ended. As Ukrinform reported, the death toll from the devastating earthquakes in Turkey and Syria has exceeded 22,000 people. In the evening and at night, the Air Force of the Armed Forces of Ukraine shot down 20 Russian Shahed 136/131 attack drones used by the enemy to strike critical infrastructure. This is said in a post on the Air Force's Telegram channel, Ukrinform reports. In the evening of February 10, Russian troops attacked Ukraine's critical infrastructure in several regions. UAVs were launched from the eastern coast of the Sea of Azov. A total of 20 Shahed 136/131 kamikaze attack drones were destroyed in the period from 18 to 23:55 by the forces and means of the Air Force of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, in cooperation with other units of the Defense Forces of Ukraine, the report says. Read also, War Update, Ukraine repels enemy attacks near 7 settlements. As Ukrinform reported, on February 10, the Russian Federation launched more than 100 missiles during another massive attack on the territory of Ukraine. The The armed forces of Ukraine eliminated about 136,880 Russian troops in Ukraine from February 24, 2022 to February 11, 2023, including 1,140 soldiers over the past day alone. The General Staff of the Armed Forces of Ukraine said this in a post on Facebook, according to Ukrinform. The enemy's total combat losses include also 3,267 tanks, plus 9 over the past day, 6,474 armored combat vehicles, plus 3, 2,270 artillery systems, plus 19, 463 multiple launch rocket systems, 234 air defense systems, plus 1, 297 warplanes, 286 helicopters, 5,134 motor vehicles, plus 8, 18 warships/cutters, 1,997 unmanned aerial vehicles, plus 27, 214 special equipment units, plus 3. A total of 857 enemy crews, plus 61, missiles were shot down. The data is being verified, the General Staff noted. As reported by Ukrinform, units of the Defense Forces of Ukraine repelled enemy attacks near Kreminna, Shipalivka, and Bilohorivka in Luhansk region and Krasna Ora, Bakhmut, Ivanivsk, and Pereskovivka in Donetsk region. Enemy drones attacked critical infrastructure in 2 districts of Dnipropetrovsk region at night, causing destruction. Serhiy Lysak, head of the Dnipropetrovsk Regional Military Administration, reported this on Telegram, Ukrinform reports. There were air raid sirens and drone attacks in Dnipropetrovsk region overnight. Our critical infrastructure was targeted. Shahids hit 2 energy facilities in the Kryvyi Rih district and 1 in the Nikopol district. In the Kryvyi Rih district, the same object was attacked twice over the past hours, Lysak wrote. Read also, Russia launched over 100 missiles during recent massive attack on Ukraine, General Staff. According to him, the attack caused significant destruction. Fire broke out, but then they were extinguished. People were not injured. The elimination of the aftermath of the attacks is ongoing. The relevant services are working at the scene. As reported, on February 10, Ukrainian Air Defense Forces shot down 9 Russian cruise missiles in the sky over Dnipropetrovsk region. In addition, on Friday evening, the Air Defense Forces of the Air Command South shot down 11 Shahed 136 drones, including 4 over Odesa region, 5 over Mykolaiv region, and 2 over Kherson region. Photo, Getty Images. Today we were talking about those news. 12 civilians injured in Russia's recent missile attack on Ukraine. Zelensky shares video of environmental damage caused by Russian armed aggression. Invaders shell Odesa, critical infrastructure, and Zmiinyi Island. Russia needs to conduct further form of mobilization to continue war, British intelligence. Russians shell Kherson region more than 60 times over past day, 3 civilians injured. Russian forces launch missile attack on Kharkiv region's Vovchansk. Ukrainian rescuers help dismantle rubble in Turkey. Air Force downs 20 enemy drones in the evening and at night. Ukrainian Defense Forces eliminate 1,140 Russian invaders over past day. Enemy drones attack energy facilities in 2 Dnipropetrovsk region's districts overnight.